Developing relationships, especially the romantic kind, is a fundamental part of growing up. The US-based National Longitudinal Study of Adolescence Health, involving a representative sample of thousands of school children in grades 7 to 12, found that over 80% of those aged 14 years old and older were or had been in a romantic relationship. Therefore, we will be interviewing the interviewee regarding their experience and opinions on this matter. Should teenagers get into a romantic relationship? You can also share your thoughts in the comments. Now let's turn the camera over to the interviewer.
Let's introduce our host today first. She is Jingwen, the host of today's interview. This is the question of today's interview. Its theme is whether teenagers should get into a romantic relationship.
So good afternoon everyone. So the title of our interview is Should Teenagers Get into a Romantic Relationship? So Mr. Naga, you agree it or not?
Teenagers relationship. Okay, it's fine with me. I agree, but to a certain extent.
Not agree.
Personally, I would completely disagree. I would disagree as well. Me too.
Okay.
我觉得 OK 啊。
少年是指几点的啊？几岁到几岁？
是差不多13岁到大概17岁。
应该。
不应该。Question 2. What do you think is the main reason that teenagers want to get into a romantic relationship?
Well, the main reason for teenagers to get involved with a romantic relationship is probably because of their their age, probably because of their age, and also the surrounding, and probably their feelings for another person. So those are the reasons why I feel teenagers, they want to be involved in a romantic relationship.
Actually, teenagers are seeking for emotional support and are curious about love.
Most likely is because they are quite influenced by the internet. So when they see some topics related to like relationships, perhaps they're just interested in trying to get into a relationship.
My opinion is same as the teacher before, since there will be hormonal development, including testosterone in males and another type of hormone in females, and as well as the modern age where information is widely available throughout the internet, and that will also be able to influence the students as well.
The answer is the same as the person. Mostly on the internet, a lot of the media influences, including the movies like K-dramas, I believe. That's it.
好奇过啊，就是没有跟家人以外的人在一起过。
心智方面哦，需要成熟一点哦。
看电视年纪电视太多啊，你看到人家谈恋爱，他们没有想。
Okay, so question 3. What do you think about the impacts of a teenager's relationship on their emotions?
Like I said just now, because of feelings, so they are supposed to they must know how to control their emotions, right? They should know what is good, what is bad, because sometimes when they are too involved in their relationship, they might have some negative effects. Likewise, students who are able to control themselves, then they will be they may have some positive impacts as well. So they must know their limits. That's my main concern.
Positive relationship can provide emotional support, happiness, and a sense of belongings. However, negative relationship can cause heartbreak, anxiety, and stress.
I guess mainly when they have a relationship, they will be quite easily manipulated. The because when they get into a relationship, they mostly focus on the relationship and they don't really have like the real. I'm sorry, like maybe they don't have the right thoughts.
For me, the emotional impact would be the fact that they will be more emotional if, let's say, their partner leaves them. Okay. Since during teenage relationships, based on what I've seen, they are not stable. Hardly, it's quite rare to see one that will actually age into adulthood. And when they will finally break up, they may not be able to cope with the stress. And in some cases in Malaysia, from what I've heard from other teachers who were in other schools, was that there will be cases of self-harm and suicide involved.
For me, it's a very dangerous for the teenagers because in this age, it's very easily manipulated, like Justin mentioned. And then if your
mental health.
Yes, mental health is easily affected in this age. So I think it's not good for teenagers.
他们长大后情绪会更稳定啦，因为他们也经历过谈恋爱啊、失恋啊、吵架这些，所以他们长大的时候会比较没有这样容易晕船啊。
肯定会的嘛，感情嘛，对吗？谈恋爱是需要感情的嘛。
就吵架的时候啊，就会有那种负面的影响哦。
So, at what stage of life do you think is the best time to get into a relationship?
Best time, if you ask me, it is after once they have started their career. Okay, that is the best time because they will be more matured, if you ask me. You know, once when they are in a relationship, they will be more matured. They know what they are doing. But when they are still in their teenage, I feel certain decisions when they make will not be very matured. So I feel the best time for them to have a relationship is probably they can just be friends, but once they start their career life, then there will be a suitable time for them to be in their relationship.
It might vary from person to person, but I would recommend that students wait until they have emotional stability and it's emotional maturity and ability to handle the challenges that come with relationships.
I think it will mostly be after we complete our studies in university because we'll probably have more mature thinking by then and we know what to do and what to not do by that stage.
Personally, I think it will be close to the end of studying in universities where you could meet people where you could be already emotionally attached to one, and if you miss that stage, you might never be able to get someone again.
For me, it's absolutely after you graduate from your school, and then like Mr. Naga mentioned, the best time is when you start your career because you will be more mature and more open-minded, I guess. That's my answer.
爱没有分时间吧，只要觉得自己的心理状态都已经准备好，可以接受别人、包容别人就可以了。
应该大学时期吧，超过20岁左右这样子应该就 OK 了。
应该是过 SPM 过后哦。
So the last question, are you optimistic about the relationship of secondary school students? Would you bless them if they were your student and why?
Okay, for me, I don't have any objection. Like I told you earlier, I don't have any objections, but they must know their limits. Okay, I've seen many students throughout my service in this school that they should know what they are doing at the right time. You know, they can be in a relationship, but they must know their limits. You know, they shouldn't be too intimate to the extent of going overboard. See, so If they are friends, well, they can study together. They can do a lot of things together, but they must know their limits. They don't just go overboard and get things in a terrible situation whereby the parents will be, and they'll be in hot soup. Parents may have to take some action.
Relationships among teenagers are natural parts of adolescence development. If the relationships contribute positively to the student growth, I think all teachers would likely to be supportive and offer their blessing if the relationship was happy and positive.
Personally, I'm not really optimistic about it, and if any of my friends would be in a relationship, a secondary school relationship, I'm afraid I won't bless them, but that doesn't mean I'm going to curse them, but seriously, I just think that it's just not appropriate for us to do so.
Personally, I am not optimistic about a relationship in secondary schools, but I will bless them. I will try to have been a wingman in a few of them, just to help a bit with the simpler problems, between the two people's relationships. So, but it's still, in my opinion, a very unstable relationship.
For me, I'm also not very optimistic about it, and then I will just let them be. I will be a neutral between them, and I will not bless them also.
我会祝福他们的，因为我觉得这是他们两个之间的事情，就不关我，这是他们自己要的 experience 嘛。
你会祝福青少年谈恋爱吗？就是给他们祝福，这样不会。
我本身自己是不会啦，其他的人就不一样。
这样
每个人想法都不一样。
是。这样假设你的孩子就是他在中学的时候谈恋爱了，你会怎样？
我会首先会提醒他先哦。因为心智还没有这样成熟嘛，对吧？做普通朋友 OK 啦，比较谈得来的朋友就 OK 咯，男女无所谓。
假如遇到觉得
我是我孩子的话，给他那就非常难，我们不会阻止的。只是我自己的看法是，他成熟一点比较适合的时间。如果孩子他喜欢上一个人，他还年轻，还小，还读书，我们也是没有办法，没有可能我们去阻止他们一段的爱情。
We also did an online interview with our friends.
Because they want to get into a relationship, not because they actually like that person. I think it might be good or bad. It depends on how they think in this relationship lah. Now, since you're an adult, you eventually will become more mature and more rational. You can know what is good to you or what is bad to you. I would keep myself neutral if they are my students. As I said before, their thinking is not so mature yet because they're just a secondary school student. They can't think so comprehensively about the effect of what they have done.
We also create a Google form about the questions that we had in the interview and let our friends respond. We can see that there are 12 people who answered the questions, and the percentage of agreeing and not agreeing are equal.
So in this interview, we know that some of the people agree teenagers get into a romantic relationship and some of the people disagree.
In conclusion, teenagers get into a romantic relationship is their own choice. As long as they don't regret it and are responsible, then that's not matter.
你不要太离谱，你不要太离谱。我 interview 你可以吗 ？OK， 我们今天的题目是中学生不应该谈恋爱。你不要疯了，走开了，那只猫讲的走开。